Hi, I'm Mark Poole. I want to let you know about a book I just finished reading entitled Alchemy by Rory Sutherland. He's a marketing executive. Really enjoyed the book. It's about how can you make something out of nothing, or apparently so. In terms of alchemy, creating gold out of lead, in the physical sense, it's impossible. But in a social sense, quite possible. So he talks about that the human mind doesn't really work on logic. We would like to think that it does, but a lot of the time it works on what he calls psychologic, which is a combination of emotion and logic. And oftentimes the choices that we make are actually irrational and not based on logic. But if you can tap into that as a business leader and as a creator, often you can create value. So a great example is the checkout as a guest button that appears on many websites now. When that was first developed, it supposedly added $300 million in revenue to the company that put it on there. The irony is that a customer will put all of that same information in when following through with the transaction, but people don't like to put it in ahead of time. It seems like consumers feel that they're giving the company something and not receiving anything in return. So they like to click and be a guest, but then they'll put in the same information later. So it's a little bit of this psychologic type of thing. That's not fully rational. It's the same information, and yet much more successful if you make that minor tweak. So he has a lot of examples in the book of things like that, things like the placebo effect in healthcare, which affects what I do. It's interesting that it seems to work so well. It's reliable in studies. This placebo effect is seen time and time again, and yet doctors seem to sort of shy away from it. We don't want to engage it. We want to think it's somehow fake or something. He says, no, don't be like that. Use whatever is effective and whatever can tap into this psychologic effect. I took 7 notes from the book of take-home points. I think it was an enjoyable read. It's clever. It's not laugh-out-loud funny necessarily, but it's certainly a good book. I would recommend it, especially if you want to think about how can you bring innovative ideas into what you do every day.